I did not get y'all a deck, so let me do that. 1 second. Wow. Just shook the whole desk. Shook the whole desk. All right. Hey, Miss Sassy. You was just finishing the Virgo? Of course. I was so sleepy before these readings, and I said 1 cup of coffee ought to get me through. It's been a long day, a really good day, but long. So I'm going to sleep after this. Scorpio, you will be the last one for tonight, but I am going to finish all 12 this week. Thank you, Toya. Hey, Enigma. I'm doing good. It's been a really good day. Like, it's been a good time, you know? But I can tell this is like the momentum is building. It's getting busier and busier. I heard it won't work. There's something that you just need to let it happen, Scorpio. Let it happen. Hey, Tiffany. Let it, let it, let it flow. Something about the winter time could be, somebody could be born in the winter. If someone wants to leave, let them. If somebody, it's something that somebody's doing that you just need to let it happen. I don't think you're happy. A part of you kind of wants to just disconnect or rid yourself of something. This is almost like getting over an addiction and like going ahead and going through the withdrawals. But it may not even be as bad as you think is what it's given. Yeah, the sun. You kind of know that something isn't going to be as bad as you think. There's something about you being happier. I heard they won't wait for me. Something that may seem like scary, like you don't know how it's gonna turn out. So you just haven't made that move. It's actually not gonna be a bad outcome for you. It's actually gonna show you something that a lot of stuff is going to like clear out for you when you make this decision. Like things that you didn't even realize that was the reason it was going wrong are just going to, it's like the smoke clears. If you were having health issues, if you were having some sort of panic attacks or, anxious, like something was stressing you out, like odd behaviors, like I don't feel like myself type, you're gonna realize, oh my God, that was the problem. That was the problem. That was what was stopping me. That was what was slowing me down. That was what was keeping me confused. It's like some of y'all have been dealing with some sort of abuse, or yeah, it's like you've been under a spell, in a daze. It's like, where am I? Something like that. Or in a state of grief. This could be addiction, but this could also be like some sort of psychological warfare, spiritual warfare that you've been in. And it's like one move. I don't know. It's like before you allow yourself to get all wrapped up, before you allow yourself to get all discombobulated, what's the one truth here? Because it's like, yeah, well, this happened, and then, well, if that happened, it made me wonder, well, what was this? And if I'm wondering what this was, then that must have been, before you even go there, what's the one common denominator to all of them questions? If you can't even pinpoint the common denominator, let's say it's that confusing, do something not feel right? That's the one question. Is it like something ain't right? That's all you need to know. Is something ain't right. And if you come to the conclusion of, okay, something's definitely not right here, then it'll be that much easier to find the common denominator. There's a new start coming to you, Scorpio. Because I think you're about to make a decision that I'm just gonna say it's right on time. Okay. It's gonna take some work, it's gonna take some planning, but I'm seeing a good outcome for you because of the choice that you're about to make or that you are making. Even if you're just thinking about it right now, you need to like uncomplicate this as much as possible for yourself, because whatever decision you decide to make is going to take a lot of a lot of brain power to maneuver through this, whether you decide to stay or whether you decide to leave. But don't be confused. Me and you are ruled by Mars. War, strategy, winning. All right. So don't let, I'm hearing the enemy confuse you. This could be a matter of like war. Okay. So don't let your emotions get in the way. This isn't the place for them. Like if somebody has been confusing the shit out of you, or something is really given that it's connected to a person, you could be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Somebody could have been like breadcrumbing you real bad. It's like just little, they just give you a little poke, It may send an emoji as a DM, and then it just takes you into a tailspin. It's like somebody's not actually giving. Maybe you realize that somebody's not actually giving their, it's like a string along, just enough to keep you there, just enough to keep you hooked into something that's not working, something that you don't believe in, something where you have to share in some capacity. And it's like you kind of do, I don't know if it's that you do all the work. Is that what this is? And it's like you're doing all of this without anything really in writing or there's no, what are you benefiting from this? Is that what this is? It's like, what are you benefiting? Or are you in a situation that you're realizing is unchanging? Do you have something to compare this to that makes you like, oh, I think I made a mistake or I think I'm in the wrong place? Are you dealing with someone that came off as like a mirage? You know? I feel like there's someone to someone. I didn't mean to say someone, but this is kind of like thinking you got the authentic whatever. I don't know, whatever the name brand is. This is like thinking you got something authentic only to realize it's a dupe. Because then you see somebody who got the authentic one and you're like, it's like you now you hide in your bag. Oh, this, oh no. I don't know. It's like you don't want anyone to see that you got the fake Chanel. I don't know, it's something like that. I mean, who gives a that's just for example. I mean, something was less than you. What is this, Scorpio? What are we talking about? I feel like this is a riddle and I don't want a riddle. We want a story. And maybe that's the point. Hold on, it's getting hot. Something has been a long, drawn out riddle. And you're waiting for the punchline. It's like you're sitting in the comedy club, you done paid all this money to get in here, and they never get to the point. And you're like, or you pay for to see a movie, like I'm talking about like before it even hits the theater, like this is special invite type shit, or you had to pay a special price. There's something about paying, and then like the movie sucks. I don't know. What if you just let it all go? Because that is looking like the best. Look, if you said it sounds narkish, it's given narkish. Yeah, it's given that because it's like that's what it's like being with that type of personality. You get a taste of something that is artificial. Of course they look good because how else do they get away with this shit? Um, you get all hyped up, all buttered up just to realize nothing is ever gonna happen and they're never gonna let up. Ever. Like they got so much energy for this shit you wouldn't believe, but they could like not even have energy for other things that you actually want, you know? So it's like you're getting absolutely nothing and time is just ticking and ticking and ticking. You're getting older. You're looking older because what the fuck is actually going on? You're running through this maze and then you get tired. So then you walk and eventually you're crawling through the maze. You can't get out because they're not, that's the intention is not to let you out. It's something like that. And by the time you realize that you're not actually in a maze, that you've always been able to just turn around and walk straight out, you almost don't even want to leave because it's like your ego all of a sudden is standing at the door saying, no, but I haven't figured out the riddle. That's what we call Stockholm Syndrome. Okay, so don't let your ego block that door, Scorpio, because somebody fucking with you. You are good enough where you are right now for the right person. All you got to do is stop. All you got to do to win the game is stop playing. because you working real hard on something that you shouldn't be working. It's not helping. It's not help. Something is like it ain't working. And when I try to walk away, you hurt yourself to make me stay. That shit crazy. I keep letting you back in. How can I explain myself? As what she said, as painful as this thing has been, I just can't be with no one else. That's not healthy. Like in hindsight, that's what this is looking like to me. I'm not saying this person's a full-blown narcissist, but if you know, you know. If this sounds familiar, then you're probably being toyed with. No, but surely they loved me. I wouldn't have stayed this long if they didn't love me. Like I said, you're not. Everybody gets finessed at some point, you know what I mean? Everybody finds themselves in a situation where they're like, what the hell just happened to me? And why? How like anybody can be put under a spell. Because that's what this is looking like. Anybody can run into a narcodosis type of personality. But you have to, the only way that you can get out of this situation is if you let it go. You can walk away from this type of situation and not let it go. You can walk away, move to a different state, and they can follow behind you and end up living with you in that state. I'm talking about letting it go. Like, you know what? I'm never going to figure this riddle out because it wasn't meant for me to figure it out. Something's severely wrong with your mind, and I'm just going to get the fuck away from it. Sometimes it's that. Okay, God, I surrender. Sometimes it's that. And then God's like, whoo, finally. Call in the such and such people. Okay, yep, Scorpio's ready. All right. And action. Next thing you know, you're feeling better. Because with this magician at the bottom of the deck, things are going to become very clear to you. And then, boom, you stand up. All of a sudden, you have the strength to stand up to this person. It's like the wiped right from your eyes. But you got to let it go. Because this kind of thing can take, baby, there are people, there are narcissistic people who still have their ex-spouses or, you know, widow spouses in a chokehold and they are no longer alive. That's how deep this thing is. Okay, and the only way that you can let go of things sometimes, the only time that you can let go is when you call on source. You got to. You got to. There's a way out of this, and it's going to be humbling when you have some of these realizations, but you end up the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, nobody said it was going to be easy. Nobody said it wasn't going to be disappointing, but I promise you, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Six of Wands, but you gotta call on them. And it doesn't have to be this big, dramatic, you know, Tyler Perry scene. They start singing the gospel song. It don't have to be fireworks and pyrotechnics and all that shit. It could just simply be, okay, you're driving me crazy, and no, God, I surrender. Like, what do I have to do? Lord, fix it. I cast this on you and I go free. Because I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. Okay? It be simple as that sometimes. Next thing you know, you're the star of your show again. You look back and you're not even turned on by this person. You realize it was never enough. I just kept trying to make it enough. I've spent however long being paranoid about like what was actually going on. This person wasn't even faithful. You find out how long they hadn't been faithful, or that things they said had stopped had never stopped, and they were happening when you got there. You know what I mean? Like some of y'all ran into a vampire too, like the Virgo reading. So let it happen. Whatever this, you know what this is, you know who this is that been working you. You got to let it happen. And you have to remember and remind yourself that you're good enough. You're good enough, because the thing about these personality types is they always want you to not feel good about yourself. If you feel good about yourself, then I can't keep. How am I going to trick you if you feel good about yourself? How am I going to keep you here, spinning you in a circle, keeping you too dizzy to see what the fuck really going on? How am I going to do that? Anything else? This person is very nervous about you leaving too. Very like to the point of nausea about you leaving. Something about a flight could be of significance too. Like you could be getting far away. Something about an Impala. Somebody could drive an Impala or something about that. Something about Tampa, Florida. Anything else for Scorpio? You said narcissistic abuse can literally give you brain damage. Change your DNA. Change your... It'll change your makeup. I've seen people, like I said, who are still in the chokehold and the person is not even alive anymore. Been gone for a while. Okay? You got to get away from mental illness before it becomes your mental illness. Be glad that something didn't work out or is not working out. Be glad you're getting tired of this shit if you're still at that stage, because you're going to be so glad once this is off of your back. And somebody, you know, however they feel is how they're going to feel. You know, your soul has been pulling you away from this. You could have even like been in a third party. Like it could have been on your end at some point in this connection. But I feel like, I'm not saying that it was right, but I feel like it was more of something your soul was pulling you away from this a long time ago, is what it's giving. You've never truly been decided on it. That's how you know you're not really in love with somebody. It's almost like you're more afraid to leave than you are glad to stay. That ain't love. That ain't happiness. That ain't it. So you got this. And God got you. One call, that's all. One call, that's all, Scorpio. Don't be afraid to make that call. I love you. Like the video if this resonated with you. Hype me up if this resonated with you. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.